Alright, welcome to something a little different. I will be playing Super Mario Brothers. Now I know that's not anything new for the internet, people have played this game to death. But I will be playing it as the better brother, Luigi. As we all know, he is of course the superior Mario brother. The version of this game that I am playing is the Super Mario All-Stars version, which is on the SNES and the Wii. They had a release of it on the Wii, which is for like Mario's 25th anniversary. I have both versions because I grew up with the All-Stars version, so this is the version of Super Mario Brothers that I'm more familiar with. But this is a little different because on my channel I haven't really done any Mario games by myself. I usually play them co-op with my friend Twinkletoes, such as Super Mario Brothers U, Mario Kart, Super Mario 3D World. So yeah, I figured I'd do this one on my own because it's, I don't know, I mean it's a classic game, but it's not one of my favorites, and I didn't really want to do this one co-op because I'd rather do Super Mario Brothers 3 or Super Mario World co-op. And I figured, you know, why not? Let's give Luigi some time to shine, because he's, damn great. You can see, obviously, that the Super Mario All-Stars version of this game is far superior to the SNES, or the NES version, because the graphics are super good. They're, I think, 32-bit, which is what that system was. The music is a lot better. And there's a little more attention to detail. Like, if you notice in this underground level here, the sound effects are a little more tinny than usual, which I think is a really cool little effect. And I don't remember if Luigi is just a palette swap of Mario or if he has his attributes of slipperiness. I think the game just has a natural slipperiness to it. So I'm really not a big fan of this game. Out of all the original Mario games that were on the NES, this is probably my favorite, or my least favorite, sorry. Because of the aforementioned slipperiness, I'm not a big fan of the way that this game controls. I think Super Mario Bros. 3 and Super Mario World have a much better feel in the control. But also, one of the good things about this game is that it is very short. It can be beaten in just about an hour, probably even less. So we won't be having too much difficulty with this game here. There are some levels that are kind of annoying, but not for like until like World 5. But yeah, this version of the game and the Super Mario Bros. Deluxe for the Game Boy Color, those are the two versions of this game that I'm the most familiar with. I've very rarely played the original Super Mario Brothers. And honestly, I don't really know why you would want to go back to that game. You probably just heard like the game over music there. That's because the way I'm doing this is you can't just play as Luigi. You don't have an option to just play as Luigi. You have to pick a two-player game, so I'm pretty much playing as both characters. Only I'm going through the levels as Luigi, and Mario is stuck in the first level, and he's just running into the first Goomba over and over again, so that's why you heard the game over music there. Was I saying something? Oh yeah, why would you ever go back to the original Mario Brothers when you have this version that looks 20 times better?
Thank you, Luigi, but our princess is in another castle.
So what you're going to want to do in the start of every world is go ahead and save and continue, because that assures that if you die and get a game over, like say in world 5-4, instead of having to go all the way back to 1-1, you just go back to 5-1. Also, something that I like about the music in this game is, there's like this little noise, like in the do-do-do-do-do-do, I think that's the precursor to the do-do from the new Super Mario Brothers games, and I think that's a little funny, and it's probably funny to nobody but me. Oof, that was a close one. I think there's a lot of close calls in this level, if I remember when I was... Yeah, this is another one. Because I thought it'd be a good idea to knock that shell into the wall. I play this game, I think, how you're intended to play it. At least this is how I view it. Slow and steady wins the race. You know, I don't like rushing through these levels. There's a few levels that you're, like, supposed to run through. I usually don't run through them. But that's just because I'm more careful than anything, and I'm paranoid. And there's another level done. Alright, so the first underwater level. I hate underwater levels. They are annoying. I think the reason that I don't like the underwater levels is because they kind of take a little bit of the control away from you. Like, you're not able to do whatever you want to do, and you're kind of forced to do a specific thing. Like, you can't just... I don't know how to explain it, but that's just how I feel. I feel like they take a little bit of the control away from you. Like, if I was running through this level, I don't think I would die. Maybe? I don't know. That's just, again, that's how I feel. And I'm probably not making very much sense. Although I do love the music. I love the underwater theme. There's like 3 themes in this game. And this is the one that's probably heard the least. Actually, no, there's 4 themes. There's the overworld theme, underwater theme, and the castle theme. So yeah, that's 4. And I don't know if I would consider the Starman a theme, but it certainly is another song in the game. And I think you get the fireworks in the castle, or the whatever those are, if you land on a certain number for the timer. This is one of the levels that you're supposed to just run through, and this is one of the better ones to do that in. Because these Cheep Cheeps be annoying. And let's just climb on this chocolate and jump over the flag. And we got our second castle level. The castle levels are probably some of my favorites in the game, except for the ones where they're like mazes. I hate those. So I guess that means like half of the castle levels are my favorite. I just think that they're the most, like, legitimately challenging, and there's no, like, BS going on with the castle levels. Now, I could use warps in this game to make this go a little bit faster, but I feel like that's cheap, and I don't want to do that. Also, why would you do that in a Let's Play? That doesn't make sense. And that's the best way to beat Bowser.
Thank you, Luigi. But our princess is in another castle.
Once again, thank you for the tip, Toad. I I do really like the aesthetic of these levels. I like the snow, and I love the starry background. This is exactly the kind of detail that was not available in the original Super Mario Bros., and why I like this version so much more. Now, honestly, I will say that I do like the 3D Mario games a little bit better than the, you know, the 2D Mario games. I don't know why. That's just what I've always gravitated towards. Like, you know, I grew up more with the N64 era than I did the SNES era, even though I did have a SNES growing up. Damn it, that stupid fucking turtle. But yeah, I was always more familiar with the 3D games. You know, I had All-Stars growing up. I had Super Mario World on the SNES. I had Yoshi's Island. And those are all great games. I love Super Mario Bros. 3. I love Super Mario World. I love, you know, Yoshi's Island. Super Mario World is probably my second favorite Mario game of all time. But the 3D games I've always just found a little more engaging. I've always loved 64. 64 hasn't aged that well, but Sunshine is a great game, and Super Mario Galaxy is my favorite video game of all time. Not just Mario, but it is legitimately my favorite video game of all time. That game makes me still feel things that other games cannot make me feel. And I know it's weird to say coming from a, you know, a Mario game, but it is just, in my opinion, the pinnacle of just video games. Ooh, Starman. I love, one of my favorite YouTube channels is the Super Gaming Brothers, and I love their, Mario Brother playthroughs, especially the 2D ones, because the younger kid that does it, Elliot, always finds new and unique ways to die. Like, he'll always get a Starman and just, like, careen into a pit or get crushed somehow. And those are always very entertaining, and I always feel like I'm accidentally gonna go off a cliff when I have a Starman. Can't forget to save. So something interesting about the enemy types in this game that I never really realized until I was older is that the Koopa Troopas act differently based on what color they are. For instance, the red Koopa Troopers will always walk back and forth, whereas the green Koopa Troopers will always kind of keep walking, and by that I mean, instead of walking back and forth on the platform left and right, they'll just kind of walk off the platform. No matter where they're going, they'll always head in the left side of the screen. Like these two... Oh, whoops. Why did I do that? Anyway, those two Koopa Troopers would have just kept going to the left until they couldn't anymore, and then they would have went right. And that's the difference between the red Koopa Troopers and the green ones. Like, watch, they're gonna come back. And that was something I never realized until I was older. I probably read it or noticed it, I don't know. But yeah, I think that's interesting that the enemies act differently based on what color they are. Maybe it was Nintendo trying to send some sort of message out there. I'm definitely looking way too deep into that. And it seems like so far the majority of this has been done as Tiny Luigi, which is fine, because I guess he's kind of cute, but he's not very effective. One of the little minor nibbles that I have with this game, nibbles, that was not the right word, minor complaints that I have is that if you have a power-up, like say you have the Fire Flower, and you get hit, you immediately go to Tiny Luigi, which I've always had a problem with. I forget which game finally does away with that, but like if you have the Fire Flower, you should go to Big Luigi, then Small Luigi. I don't know, it's just kind of annoying.
Hey, Luigi. But our princess is in another castle.